What's going on, Jerome's a full screen Andy, so you know it's a very serious conversation. Now, a lot of Vikings fans sort of thought that last year's 13-4 season was a fluke, and I personally am not one of them. I think that there certainly is an innate skill in winning close games, and the Vikings certainly did that. Kirky Wood, Jerome, Ezekiel Cousins tying the NFL record for 8 fourth quarter overtime come from behind game-winning drives, all that stuff. And Kevin O'Connell in year one, 13-4, wanting some more, win the division. It's beautiful, right? And the wild card game. Not so much, but I don't blame the wild card game on Kirk. I don't blame, even though fourth and 8 shouldn't have come down to that. How about Ed Donashell doesn't give up 431 yards and 31 points to Daniel frickin' Jones? I mean, you see how good the Giants are right now, all that stuff. But with Kevin O'Connell, it's hard being a head coach in the National Football League, especially since O'Connell, first-time HC, first-time full-time play caller, even though he's bounced around the league a little bit in terms of him as a player, him as an assistant coach, him under Sean McVay. By the way, Sean McVay has never won a Super Bowl without Kevin O'Connell. No big deal. But just him learning on the job, and I do think that the Vikings have themselves a good one in Kevin O'Connell. But last year, the whole building up a culture of positivity, trying to go all Ted Lasso on the bit, quite a departure from the fear-driven organization. Not my words, Eric Kendrick's words. No one giving a high five to Brian O'Neill in the hallway. It was quite a departure from the Zimmer years, which us fans have gotten accustomed to. And Kevin O'Connell coming in with endless positivity, and it's something that we've wanted. I mean, for many years and eons, we Vikings fans have wanted a young, offensive-minded head coach. Now, we allegedly had an offensive-minded head coach in Brad Childress. The kick-ass offense didn't quite materialize. But, I mean, last year, it was a lot of fun winning those close games, come from behind win against the Bills and the Colts, and 13 games, nothing to sneeze at in the National Football League. But, O'Connell's decision to roll with Donatell and Donashell and not make any changes, even though Donatell before the wildcard game, you're going to like the way we play defense. I guarantee it. Going all Men's Warehouse on the B, it didn't quite work out. And then this year, Kevin O'Connell exorcised the demons, brought in Brian Flores, and thought we're going to be good to go. But 0-3, 1-4 start, and then all of the media jackals who chastised the Vikings last year. It's a fluke. You can't keep winning these close games. Blah blah blah. It's just because you have Justin Jefferson. All of that talk, they're thinking is like, and we never heard about point differential or standard deviations until last year when all the eggheads used them to criticize the Vikings. But you do have to give Kevin O'Connell a lot of credit, because during the 0-3, 1-4 start, when dudes were turfing the ball and dropping the ball, and the Vikings were just finding and inventing new ways to lose, even though, yes, should have beat the Bucks, should have beat the Eagles, should have beat the Chiefs, should have beat the Chargers, it would have been very easy to pack up your tent and be like, you know what, this isn't our year. We're going to rally around what we got left, and then next year we'll try better. Because Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell certainly on scholarship because of what happened last year. And you could have blamed it on injuries, especially when JJ went down, especially when Kirk Cousins went down, especially with all the injuries stacking up. But you got to respect Kevin O'Connell. You do. Where initially you thought, okay, KOC did well last year, maybe caught lightning in a bottle, maybe he peaked, but I really love and respect the way that Kevin O'Connell has rolled with the punches, the way that he's adapted his scheme, the way that he hasn't made excuses. And I think a big reason why the Vikings are 6-4, want some more 5-game winning streak, the longest in the National Football League, winning 6 out of the last 7, is because of Kevin O'Connell and his leadership, and because he made it clear. Next man up mentality. No excuses. Just go out and get it done. And we knew that the Vikings were better than 0-3. We knew that the Vikings were better than 1-4. They just kept giving away now. And I know a lot of fans want to quit on the team. I know that, especially in the comments and on the socials, we got a lot of flack for being overly positive. But I feel like even us, to a degree, we're wondering, is Kevin O'Connell too nice? Will his Ted Lasso positivity thing work? But respect. Again, Kevin O'Connell, the way that he's tailored his offense, the way that he's called plays, yes, so there's still a couple game management things here and there, as well as didn't like the way that he took his foot off the gas and basically kneeled on the football in the second half against the Saints. But, of course, Kevin O'Connell, all coaches are going to make mistakes, especially one who's still relatively green as Kevin O'Connell. But something that I love about KOC is that he learns from his mistakes. He takes things to heart. Like, he adds new input into the formula and comes out with a different answer. And Kevin O'Connell, the way that he's adjusted without Justin Jefferson, the way that he's gotten Jordan Addison up to speed, the way that Hawkinson's become one of the best tight ends of the game, the way that Kirk Cousins was playing. Again, over the last year and a half, Kirk Cousins was playing at an extremely high level and playing at an MVP adjacent level this year before he got hurt, which sucks. But then Kevin O'Connell, next man up. Jaron Hall looked really good in his second drive before he went out with a concussion. And then Josh frickin' Dobbs, last two games, again, this career journeyman backup coming into the Vikings offense, and all of a sudden Kevin O'Connell, who's like diagramming like hieroglyphics on the sidelines, like, hey, this is what we do, this is what you look for. He's done an amazing coaching job. Frankly, he should have won Coach of the Year last year, winning 13 games with largely the same rooster from the Zimmer era. But of course, the Brian Daboll media market things, blah, 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 blah. That's why he won. And this year, Kevin O'Connell's not going to win because everyone and their mom is in love with Dan Campbell because he's a soundbite machine. So even if and when the Vikings rally up and steal the division away from the Lions, they're still going to give Dan Campbell the Coach of the Year because, hey, he's aggressive. He tells fans to wear diapers to the games, and they got a wild card, blah, 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 blah. But I got faith in Kevin O'Connell, man. All right, so things haven't been perfect this year, but he hasn't made excuses, and frankly, he's coaching his ass off. And, lots of fans had doubts about Kevin O'Connell. Lots of them were wondering, would he be fired after year two? And even us at times, we're the pontificator of purple positivity. Like, even us at times, we're like, do nice guys finish last? Like, do we need a hard ass again? Like, should we just promote Flores and go from there? I don't know, man. But either way, he's our coach. He's our ride or die. He actually looks like a younger version of Bud Grant, rest in power. And I think that Kevin O'Connell, I think the Vikings got themselves a good one. And also, Kwesi, who's taken a lot of flack from fans. You see that his draft classes, his roster moves are starting to work out. Trust the process. And I think the Vikings have two young, bright, and talented, and also guys that learn from their mistakes. I think that they have a great GM. I think they have a great head coach. And this team is a lot of fun. Last year was a hoot, and every single Vikings season has its plus or minuses. 2017 obviously was a Magic Harper ride, but this year kind of feels similar to that, where every single game you don't know what's going to happen, but the Vikings will find a way, just like life. There you go, man. Anyways, apologies to Kevin O'Connell. I wasn't familiar with your game. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kevin O'Connell is coaching his ass off, man. Love to see it. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.